Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts, zone 6A with the last frost date of May 15th, and today's the day. Today's the day that we go ahead and pot up over 100, yes, 100 tomato plants. Now you might be asking, why in the world do you need that many tomato plants? Well, I do not. I actually self-harvested a lot of these seeds from my farm share last year, and I wasn't sure how I did. I wasn't sure if I harvested them the right way because it's a process to harvest your own tomato seeds. And I figured I would just chuck a bunch in and hope for the best. And I kid you not, I was so excited with the germination rate. I had great success. These are some yellow pear ones that I had from last year. I was able to get some big slicers and cherry tomatoes. I have literally way too many, but that's okay because I don't plan on planting all of them. I will definitely share these with my colleagues or my neighbors, but I do need a lot of tomatoes. I have some big plans for my trellises out back, and I do love a good cherry tomato. So I probably will keep at least 10 of every kind, but I am one that can't just like give up on a tomato plant. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pot all of them up. Yes, so I have been busy this week. I have been cutting my little triangles in my solo cups. So each individual tomato is gonna go ahead and get their own double solo cup, and we're gonna get them under the grow lights and see what happens over the next few weeks. Now, before we get started in potting them up, definitely check out my video on how to go ahead and set up your solo cups. Each plant is going to need a solo cup with a 1-inch triangle. I did 3 all the way around. I went ahead and went to Walmart, and these marbles are actually on sale for $2 per pack. So I got a bunch of marbles because you're gonna need this so that way you can do some bottom watering. And then I also, this year, did clear solo cups for them to sit in so that way I can see where the water level is at. You can definitely go ahead and do 2 red ones. It just makes it so much easier if you use a clear cup so you know if you need to put more water in or not. So I'm gonna do a few of them with you. Then we're gonna go ahead and speed things along because I don't think anyone wants to sit here and watch me go ahead and do 100 tomato plants in real time. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. My soil is already pre-moistened. I am going to go ahead and fill the cup up about halfway, which is around this second wave. These are just Walmart solo cups. They are definitely flimsier than the actual solo cup brand or even the Kirkland ones that you can get at Costco, but they will do just fine. So I have my holes, as you can see, the soil is right there. And then I compacted it, and then I just used this. It comes with a lot of my seed starting trays. You can just use a marker or the back of a pen, and I made a hole. And then I have this tray right here just because I know that this is gonna make a mess. Also, by the way, these are my seeds I did a science experiment with. These seeds right here, they're the Burpee Super Steak, and the expiration date on them was 2022. It is now 2025. And just look at the germination rate. There's so many. I was hoping for at least half of them. So I was super thrilled when more than half germinated. So I'm just gonna, and look, so we have a nice little root ball right here. Like I said, I probably should have done this last weekend, but unfortunately, we had so many birthday parties. And then I actually do have a handful now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tease the roots. So here is going to be our first little guy. I probably should not be holding it by the stem, by the way, but sorry, by the leaves. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in, and I am going to bury it up to basically the first set of leaves. And then what I like to do is over the course of the next few weeks, it's gonna grow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put more potting mix, and then what it will do is it'll create more roots everywhere that the potting mix hits the stem. So I'm gonna keep doing this, and then I'm gonna give them a good water afterwards. I'm just gonna wait, I'll put them in here, but just to show you what it looks like, I got these again at Walmart, and they were actually on sale for $2. They were on clearance, so I was like, this is fantastic. So you'll take your clear cup or another red solo cup, totally fine. You're gonna put your marble in, you're gonna put water, and then you're gonna go ahead and you can see where the triangles are. You're gonna try and get the water level to be about halfway up that triangle. and then you're gonna have some great bottom watering. So again, we're just gonna keep going, and then make sure you label though, because I cannot tell you enough how much last year I forgot to label, and I was like, well, we'll just have a mystery tomato in about a few weeks. So I'm gonna do a few more, and then we'll speed things up. So this is what it's gonna look like. So again, I did about 3/4 of the way, and then what I'll do is I will put it in here after with some water, and I will just keep bottom watering it. Again, the advantage of having the clear cup is you can see where the water level is at. Last year when I had 2 red ones, that's just for an example, and you had that, like you had no idea, so I had to keep looking in there, and it kind of got old, and especially if I have 100 tomatoes, I'm not gonna wanna do that. Like I literally am doing this between my kids' naps and bedtime. So that's usually my gardening time, and I will not have time to check and flip 100 tomatoes. It'll get very old very quickly. So this is what it's gonna look like. And then I do have with a garden marker, it labeled, and then we're just gonna keep doing this about 100 times. So I'll do one more, and this is going to be my little clump. There's some nice roots. They are definitely way overcrowded. Again, it's been 2 weeks since I did these. I usually would just do it after a week, or I would start it in a 100 cell count, a 40 cell count tray, and I just ran out of time. And I really wanted to show you how I did it. So if I did it all at night, it would just not work. So we have this, and then I'm gonna fill it up. I'm gonna compress it with my hand. And then I'm going to take my little tool and make a hole. And then you're just going to go ahead. And if you do start a bunch of seeds and then you decide like you don't want to go ahead and plant all of them, I would just choose whatever the strongest ones are. Again, they'll look so much better, but they do have a nice little root system going on already in 2 weeks. But I don't know. I just can't let one go to waste. And I know that a lot of my colleagues like to garden. So if I can help them out by seed starting a couple extra tomatoes, why not? I actually gave some away last year on our Buy Nothing group, and I gave them to some neighbors because I don't know, you just never know. So look, it's going to be in here. I know this seems like super big, but like space-wise, but I promise you over time, these are gonna fill out really, really nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this go much faster for you, and I'll see you after about 100 tomatoes. I just want to go ahead and slow things down for a second, just so we can see these great little root systems that we have going on already. So what I like to do is, again, I just go ahead, take this, make a nice hole on the inside, and I actually use this to kind of guide the roots down and the stem, because again, we want to go ahead and bury the stem. And you want to make sure you compress it enough because you do not want any air pockets. And then what I will do is, before I plant this out, I also will take bone meal, and I will go ahead and put it in the hole before I put it into my raised beds. But it will look something just like this, a little speck of 2 leaves. And you will not believe how big this is going to get before we go ahead and plant it out. All right, I'm going to keep on going. I'm not going to go ahead and time lapse all 100 because still, even with that, you will be here for forever. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like once they all are potted up. And just a little side note, this did take me about all weekend to do. I was not able to do it just in nap time. I actually stayed up late on Saturday night, as late means past 8:30 for me. I am not a night owl, so I stayed up and potted up a bunch of them, and then I also had to do some more the following day. So it is a very busy weekend. Plus I have a bunch of herbs that I need to get started. Luckily, those will be a lot quicker. So we just have all the fun things happening going on around here. All right, so we are doing some 8:30 p.m. potting up, and I just wanted to show you how I did. So this is gonna be my solo cup. It has the triangles right here, and they are roughly about 1 inch. I'm doing the New Girl F1 by Johnny Seed. I have it about 3/4 of the way up. So I just like these little things that I get with my seed starting kits. And I just go ahead and basically make room in the soil. I do pack it down pretty good. And then these, see the roots right here, they're starting to go ahead and weave all around. So I definitely need to pot these up. And I just go ahead and I start from the outside. And I gently pull at the roots. And this is what the root is going to look like. They look pretty darn good. You do want to try and handle them by the leaves. And so then I just go ahead and I gently guide it in. And I'm just going to set it down. And I will take this as well. And I just kind of help push it down a little bit further. And then I just go in with my fingers and pinch it in. And keep pressing down, and you're gonna, as you can see, that stem is buried down right now. And that will help create more roots. And then you just wanna make sure you push it around. And then that is what it's going to look like now. So it went from having a nice, and it smells so good. I forgot how nice tomatoes smell. So as you can see, the stem is much longer here. And then we're gonna go ahead and bury it. So I hope that is helpful with my 8 p.m. seedling potting up session. Welcome to my 8:30 in the morning, still potting up tomato seedlings. So we're just keeping it real. Just got up a couple hours ago. Kids are all set, and as you can see, I set up the rack behind me. So I do have 2 shop lights right here. These are actually from Costco. I believe it was around 2 for $25, which I thought was a steal. So I just replaced the old fluorescent lights that came with this awesome stand. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace. So I replaced the lights, LED ones, that way they don't get hot. And then they just link together, which is amazing. And I believe I can fit 50 solo cups on the top and bottom. I probably could go ahead and get more. However, the light doesn't quite reach in the front and the back as much as it does in the middle. So I am just leaving it as 4 wide, and then I believe it's like 12 across. So again, I am just showing you, this is reality. This is a mom of 2. Using any time that I can on the weekends to go ahead and pot these up. And I have still so many flowers. Actually, no, sorry. I have a lot of herbs that I'm doing today, such as basil and parsley and some lemon, what is it? Bee balm, lemon bee balm. So I am trying to get in as much as I can right now, and then I'll probably do some more during nap time. But I just want to do a quick check-in, keeping it real. This is what it looks like of a mom, again, of 2, just going to try and get her gardening done whenever she can. And there you have it. We have over 100 tomatoes repotted. Yes, it's probably around like 120 or so. I'm not gonna lie, I actually still have some more. I just left them in the seed starting mix and then put them back into the original solo cup that I had them in, and just added a little bit more soil in hopes that maybe they'll survive until next weekend. I'm sure they'll be okay. I just can't quite sacrifice them quite yet. I did run out of some solo cups, so I'll have to make some more if I do choose to go ahead and pot those up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my shop lights right behind me and replace these fluorescent ones. I'm gonna move my tomatoes right behind me. So in future videos, I'm sure you'll see how well they are growing. They were probably about like 3 or 4 inches in height. I buried the stem to create more roots, so they're just barely popping out through the potting soil. Again, use potting soil because the seed starting mix doesn't have any nutrients. The potting soil does, and it'll help you to have to fertilize less. I do like to use this Fox Farms fertilizer on my vegetables, and then I do use Neptune's Harvest for my flowers. And I had some good success with those last year. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun watching. It's kind of crazy and hectic. My room is basically red solo cups galore over here. So if you want to go ahead and stay updated and see how they're doing over the next few weeks, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button. That way you can stay up to date. I do plan on doing some more vlog style. So it's just some more casual seed updates, not so much like a formal seed starting video. I have a lot of stuff going on in March and April. I do at some point have to sneak in building an 8x10 Costco Yardistry greenhouse. I have to fill my raised beds. I have so much cleanup from this past winter storms. We have just pine needles and branches everywhere. Lots of cleanup. And then, I don't know, I have some garden beds to build. I will be showing you guys how I make my cedar garden beds out of cedar picket fence. So stay tuned for that to come. So make sure you are hitting that notification bell so you know when I do those. And then I do have some other little smaller herb garden beds that I want to go ahead and put in for like my perennial chives. So we have a lot going on. It's not just seed starting. We're going to do some building, and we're going to be starting some nice little flower beds as well. I want to have some cut flower beds. So again, so much going on. I hope you're having fun and enjoying these, and I will see you next time. Bye.